Happy New Year. It's February the 2nd, actually, Groundhog Day. So I'm not sure if I should be saying Happy Groundhog Day or Happy New Year. I think we're done with the Happy New Year bit. But I'm Doug, wedding officiant, guest host of Engagement. And we're here to talk about things that basically tickle my fancy. So I started a channel called Engagement so we can do that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Engagement. So I get this all the time. People say, "Hey, Doug, you're a wedding officiant and you have a channel called Engagement, and we talk about engagement, getting on one knee and getting married, and you do weddings. Is there a correlation?" Well, yes and no. Engagement in the dictionary means to have a conversation, to engage, to talk, to learn more. So I started the channel called Engagement. We're now in Season 4, if you can believe it, and to engage with people. And yes, we do talk about weddings from time to time, but that's not our main focus. Yes, I work as an economic development guru, but we don't talk about business all the time. And actually, I've kind of suppressed talking about business for the most part because I do that all day long. And I wanted this channel to be more fun. And we do have fun, and we do have a laugh and a giggle. And sometimes we have a beverage or two, some juice. And I couldn't resist the urge to talk about businesses as it pertains to me. I am an entrepreneur. I've always been entrepreneurial. I also happen to be a person of color. So that makes me a Black entrepreneur or a Black business owner. So I wanted to get together because it's Black History Month, and I wanted to bring some of a little bit of focus. We'll shine some light on some really prominent Black businesses in this area. And I encourage you, wherever you're at, to follow and find and maybe seek out your own. And if you're watching this for the first time, we'd like you to like and follow. Or if you're watching this on a replay, hit the subscribe button in the bottom corner on YouTube and find out more. So tonight, we have two really great Black entrepreneurs. The first one, we're going to get together and talk. It's going to be loud, folks, just to warn you. The first one is, I like to call her, she doesn't know this, but STR, Shawna Travis Regan. And she is the owner and practitioner for the Healthy House here in Chatham. And from Kaiya Farms, Aimee, I Heart Aimee Johnson, and Chris Prince. I'm going to bring them in right now. Let's see you guys. Let's see you live. There you are.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
How we doing, everybody?
Good. You?
Doing good.
We're good. Happy to be here.
Warm.
Warm?
Yeah, well, I mean, inside is nice inside.
I was going to say, have you looked outside today?
I know, but it's a whole nother level. Inside, it's nice. It's the fire's on. It's hibernation season. You get warm.
That's good. You're probably germinated in the house, right?
Yeah,
we're planting right now.
Perfect.
Yeah, we're planting the flowers and stuff. So
have a quick dialogue about what you guys do and what we do here. So I want to make sure everyone understands something that's really important. This is a channel that I started. I get to talk about whatever I want to talk about. I'm the curator of conversation when it comes to this channel, but it's really important from day one that I've always maintained that we don't really get into politics. Politics, they say about bedfellows, I'm not sure, but there's a lot going on in our world right now with politics, and I kind of like to leave it out there. We come from a place of love and respect here, so we just want to make sure that we portray that, and you guys definitely know that, and you guys definitely do that. So I want to have some questions, have some talks, and shine a light on your business. So cool. Let's start with Aimee. Hey, Aimee.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Doug?
Good. So you and that handsome devil beside you, Chris Prince, decided to start a farm business, a farm market. How's it going?
Well, I mean, Chris has been farming for a long time, and his family's been farming for 7 generations. And some of my background is in environmental work. I'm Indigenous. I come from Wolf Island First Nation. I'm Anishinaabe. And so a lot of my life has been sort of on the land. Sustainability is really important to me. So far, the business is going really well. We're trying to sort of blend those things, blend the large cash crop farming that we do together. That's a part of Chris's history, and build a more sustainable thing for our kids to take over in the future.
Yeah, we've done the cash crop for a while.
There are a lot of Black farmers in this area, around the world, really. A lot of Black farmers were born out of necessity or forced to farm, and you guys understand that very well, being in North Buxton and the home of the Underground Railroad and the terminus of that. Having big farming, which is definitely a business, there's no two ways about it. It's not a hobby. And having a market where people can come and actually check out your goods and buy something and feel connected when they walk away is extremely important. So good for you. We're going to come back to you. I want to talk a little bit to this lovely lady who is a guru of many, many talents and practices. Shawna, or I'm now calling you STR.
I'll go with it. Sure.
Kind of like JFK or whatever you want to call it. So you are a practitioner when it comes to health. So actually, you guys should probably team up. You know, healthy food, healthy lifestyle, healthy habits, healthy house.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. I'm just making love
I
connections.
love it. You're making connections already here. I love it.
That's what I do. So tell us about your practice. What do you what do you do and how did it start?
I've been a massage therapist for 20 years. Oh my gosh. Hard to believe when I'm only 21, but whatever. I've been a massage therapist for 20 years, and out of injury, I found myself back in the gym. And I guess I've always been like a gym junkie. I've always been like, I was that kid, like 8 years old, sweating to the oldies just for the fun of it because they were cool videos. So I started doing personal training and teaching classes, and just the two intertwine so well and play back and forth off each other. So I'm kind of, like you said, I guess, I don't want to say guru, but a bit of, I always say like a body nerd or something. Like I get to like break you down in workouts, and then I get to fix you as the massage goes, but do some nutrition there in the same. So yeah, I get to do all that kind of stuff.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you guys know each other because Chatham-Kent is a small community, right?
Right.
And your paths cross, I'm sure, often, and I'm sure that we did some, ancestry. We'd find out, of course, there's probably a connection relative because it's not that big of a community. But it's always great to be able to reach out and talk to Black entrepreneurs. I'm not sure if there's a coin or phrase there, if I can start calling it Blackpreneur, but if there's a way, I probably will. You reach out and you make people healthy and you make them happy, and you and maybe sometimes you hurt them too. We know that. Yeah, we've seen that, for instance, like this. I mean, that is an intense coach position.
I am kind of intense, I'll say. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. So I want to talk to you guys about how you got into business. Like some people just naturally fall into business. Some people follow the family, business into what they want to do. Some people just see a niche or a need and they get into it. How did you guys, how did this happen for you? And I'm going to start with you, Chris.
Well, I mean, I was really fortunate to be born into farming. I didn't know so at the time. Growing up, it was a lot more work than I would have wanted to do. But in the end game, it was so much fun. And now as I look back with kids, it's awesome to be able to give them that same opportunity. And the market garden side of things, this is totally new. Aimee brought this light to my life because, I mean, we were, the big conventional farming, and, it's easy. It's cruise control. We've got auto steer now that'll drive the tractor. So it's even I can do it. So it's but to do this, I mean, like it was a labor of healing for us. We got into gardening in our backyard when we had a stillborn Kaiya, in 2017, and that led to, I mean, the lowest, darkest point of our lives. And in that point, we found what, something to do to help us feel better. And it was this, growing things, playing in dirt, and and seeing the kids play in the garden and then get to eat some of the food that we grow. It's really cool. In the big farming, you don't get to eat your soybeans when you're done. But in the market garden, you can grow some really cool things. And it's been fun. And a lot of our neighbors like to do a lot of the same things. So it just was a natural fit. We could start the plants off in the spring for them and then have a big plant sale in the spring and get people going. And it's good to see, an idea grow, not just the crop. So it's been fun.
So I know, because you're always busy, my Nana, who grew up in Buxton, although she'd say it was Fletcher, the whole idle hands, the devil's workshop. I know you guys have your hands doing something right now. So do you want to explain what you're doing? That's just off camera there, off the frame.
Yeah.
We're just getting kind of dirty.
Yeah.
So we are in the middle. Well, we're just getting started our planting, actually. So we will do a plant sale in the spring, and we'll be selling cut flowers. We're going to do a ton of sunflowers this year. Right now is the time when we should have already started some of the early flowers, things like lisianthus, and we're going to start some eucalyptus today. We should have started pansies and petunias. We're still learning a lot of this stuff, and everything. Obviously, it's the middle of winter, so we've got to grow this stuff inside under grow lights in order for it to be ready for springtime. Yeah, it's
excellent.
Our entire house basically turns into a planting zone until.
There you go. Get the kids involved, and they learn something about planting, and they learn where things come from, and that vegetables don't just come from the grocery store, and they actually come from the ground. So that's awesome. You guys did go into a crop product that
they're already inventing it though, like they should at their age. They're already like, nah, this is work.
Well, we know
it is very cool to see them out in the garden.
A lot of farmers' kids don't want to farm.
Yeah, eating straight out of the garden. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, but you guys got into some really unique products like this here. Your sunflowers are amazing.
Yes. Yeah.
We had so much fun with the sunflowers. It was probably one of our biggest surprises. I just thought they're really pretty, right? And so let's grow them. We had a section of a field where we were doing soybeans this past year that had a lot of compaction and had a lot of spots where water laid, and sunflowers have a nice taproot. So we thought, let's try some sort of bio-tillage and plant some sunflowers. They're really pretty right beside the museum. And also try to improve the soil as we're doing it. And they wound up being probably our biggest hit this year.
Absolutely. It was crazy to see that at the farmers market. We had all kinds of cool veggies, but everybody wanted the sunflowers every week. So for the amount of work that had to go into it, it's a no-brainer that we lean into it next year. It'll be fun. We've got like 14 different kinds we're going to grow this year, and 15, sorry. Yeah.
Wow. Lean into it hard because it's a very popular thing right now. I've been asked to do weddings outside of this area at a sunflower field that they've put together packages. So great thing to steal. Where we're doing weddings there because it's sunflowers, and it's a great photo op, and it's there. So I'm going to switch back to Miss Shawna. You have an incredible practice. You run this in multiple locations. You, from your home, you're sweating to the oldies. You're working in this one here was a couple years ago. So this is pre-COVID. So people don't get excited. Don't send me any emails. This one here.
Oh, love it.
Right at our friends from Sons of Kent. I see Doug down there front doing a lunge along with you, and some people from our family, our culture, right down front, and doing some workouts and busting it up. So you also do other events. This is
yoga. Good old yoga, laying it out.
Where's that at?
That is actually at Red Barn.
I thought so. And I noticed the pizza truck in the background. And then, of course, I showed this one here earlier, but I can't resist showing it again because you're just fierce. But you also do classes, whether it's kickboxing or yoga. You just came from a yoga class just before you got here. I love this sweat now and shine later. That's a great slogan for people. You know, that glistening that we call sweat, it's really just it's afterglow.
That glow, you got it.
So tell us a bit about your practice.
So I was at a gym training and teaching classes while I had my practice here at home, and then I had a little human, and that brought me home. And before I knew it, like 3 months down the road, people were knocking at the door saying, like, when are you coming back? And I was like, I can't. I have a little one now. So thankfully, my husband is super, super flexible with me, just like opening our house up to everybody. And the health house was created. So I would personal train while Kate napped. And now, I mean, she's older now, but yeah, I personal train here, everything from car accident clients to weight loss people, do nutritional counseling, and taught classes up until COVID. Then COVID came and everything went online. And I didn't want to be there's nothing wrong with them, but I didn't want to be like the gyms flip-flopping back and forth. When I welcome people back to the health house, I want them to be here for the long haul. So we've been online, which has been a blessing, I think, for so many people when the world is kind of flip-flopping all around. We have been online the entire time, and it's a consistent thing for that group of my audience of people. So yeah, it's opened up a whole new thing now that it's not just Chatham-Kent people that can come. It is like Ontario. I've had international people. So it's been good. Yeah.
I mean, for what I do from day to day, I work for our economic development team, and they really encourage me to do the Black-owned business segments because we really want to shine a light on it. And I personally want to shine a light on it, and my bosses want me to shine a light on it as well on their behalf. So going through COVID, we realized that you can do business in different ways. You know, whether you are doing yoga classes online or whether you have a farm stand where people are coming to your farm stand with great distance and buying products and leaving money in a cash box, you can find a way. And I think that people are typically resilient. And you know what? People are very smart. And I think that, and I don't want to say that any culture is smarter than the other, but I think that when you have to find a way and you have no other choice, you find something that is sometimes spectacular. And, you know, they say that awesomeness is sometimes an accident. And I think it's very true. I mean, we didn't wish COVID on us. You didn't wish to have to do classes online. You didn't wish to have to deal with people coming to your curbside all the time. But you find a way, you make it work, and you learn. So
absolutely.
Congratulations.
I mean, there was a big learning curve to it, but now, I mean, I feel like I've learned so much more because of it. And there's so many more avenues now available, and thanks to technology, and it's just, yeah,
technology has become huge. I mean, never in your life before COVID did you ever walk through like a Staples or a big box store and see ring lights for sale, or, you know, microphones or headsets or stands for your iPad, because now everyone's using technology. And that's I'm a huge techno geek as it is. So I you know, make the best of it. Right.
right.
So your health house is actually out of your home.
Yep.
That picture is probably
Pretty timely for today.
pretty accurate. Yeah. And Chris and Aimee, your practice is out in North Buxton, and it is on your property, which is constantly growing. This is a garden from a few years ago. I happen to know your gardens are way bigger than this right now. I was amazed watching you guys constantly grow with bales of hay and you know, just growing like zucchini the size of young kids, and you guys were just going crazy, to see you culminate into this, which is a market stand that is very prominent, very visible, and very welcoming, which is great. Here's another great shot of your stand. Lots of product, lots of help. When I came out, I was so impressed after we purchased some plants that you sent this home, and my grandkids actually planted this, and it's I'll let you talk about it, but it's seed corn, which is very important to this area, in a beautiful little sack that you can take home and plant. Do you want to talk about that a little bit for us?
That's all you, man.
Sure. It's glass gem corn, and we had such a fun time growing the glass gem corn with our kids. It's so pretty. We just thought it was something that we really wanted to share with other people too. It grows in these like beautiful shades of like rust colors and purples and blues and teal and yellow and orange and red. It was a lot of fun. It's sort of like a surprise every ear you open. It takes quite a while to grow. And yeah, it's a seed corn ornamental. You can't. We tried making popcorn with it. It didn't work very well.
Nasty, huh?
It might have been user error. I can't say for sure.
Probably, usually, but it's still nasty.
Yeah, more decorative than anything else.
Exactly.
So we just thought we had some seed, and we thought it would be really nice to share with the people that came out and supported our business.
Yeah.
So this photo here, I'll have you explain this one here. I'm not really sure what's going on here, but I love it. I love the feel of it.
That's Halloween. That's Halloween there. That's,
so if that's a regular Tuesday,
how we roll. Yeah, no, it's fun, man. And it's fun to work right here at home and farm. Like a lot of our farms are right close by, so I'm never far from the house. And to greet people at the house is always fun because now we have a dog too, which is going to be a game changer this growing season. We've got to quickly get him trained because he's a little chocolate lab, cute little dog. So he ain't going to cause no pain, but he's just.
He really likes eating vegetables, so that might be an issue.
Yeah.
Well, hey, nothing wrong with that. Your area has significantly increased. You guys have pretty much owned most of that block now.
Yeah. Which
is great. So tell us your plans for the future.
Wow. So, I mean, we currently farm like our big crop operation. We do a little under 1,000 acres, of which we take care of about 285. So of that, we're trying to maybe diversify a little bit as we go. Last year, we did a 1/4 acre of sunflowers. I hope to do at least a 1/2 acre of sunflowers. And then as far as, I don't know, a lot of fruits and veggies that we'll share with folks from around here. And we hope to lean into the flower game quite a bit. You know, I never thought I'd be a florist of any kind, but I enjoy taking care of the sunflowers and, you know, and learning about the flowers and watching all the bees here that we have now that, you know, they were going extinct for some time now. We're seeing an increase in them. And we're going cotton too. It's just because, I mean, because it's a plant that I've seen it in pictures. So we're going to experiment a little bit. And, you know, our people obviously have a unique history with that plant, and it's polarizing every time I say it, but it's just a plant. It's pretty cool to see. So I can start it in the greenhouse and get them out so people can actually see cotton. I haven't seen it on a plant, but that's one of the things I'm looking forward to this year. So
I'm not gonna let this go.
I know. I'm sorry. I think that's it. I was like, man, hold up. I don't know if people are ready for this yet.
So one of our constant struggles has been is trying to keep it to a point where we're not doing too much because we're so excited about growing things. We want to try everything under the sun. And that's just, I mean, this year was crazy.
Yeah.
There was so much to do. So we're trying to like narrow it down and also focus on some things that have cultural and historical relevance to us. So this year we're going to do some white sage. We're going to try to do some sweetgrass here.
Nice.
And cotton, right? Like as you said, it's got a history with your people, and that's it's an opportunity to have some of those conversations that I think really need to be had.
Well, okay. So growing up as a young black boy in Dresden, and everyone talking about cotton, and you'd find it in your aspirin bottle, and um, I mean, it's in every product. You wear it, you what have you. I applaud the idea of growing cotton. I think it's very unique. There's a story there to be told. Um, they luckily they don't. I don't think they stuff it in bottles anymore of pills, but it's very interesting. And people don't know what it looks like. Like I haven't. I know what it looks like because I worked
Mhm.
at a museum, and was privileged to learn a lot there. But I'll be out to see that for sure.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
that's
It's
very
just fun.
interesting.
We enjoy growing things. Yeah.
And it is one of the things, like, I think we're both really aware of the history of our own peoples and the things that they had to go through in order for us to just be alive and enjoy the lives that we have. And I think the more we can understand that, the better.
Mhm.
That is very, very true. I mean, we walk on the shoulders of others, and they hoed the road, they made the path for us to where we're at today. So that's a perfect segue there, Aimee. It's like you read my script or something. Um, I want to know, was there any black entrepreneurs that or black business? Oh, back in the day, they called them black businessmen because that's typically all there was. But black business owners that you remember growing up. Chris, I'll let you go first.
Man, I had the opportunity to learn from some of the best. I mean, growing up in, I'm biased because it was in the family farm, but my grandpa was my hero, and he taught me so many things just by doing, not necessarily by deliberately teaching. He just by the way he carried himself in the community, in the field, in the bank. He was the same guy, just a really good stand-up dude. Um, and then from him, my dad, the same, in that same vein, that same conversation, just great integrity. And I had an opportunity to work side by side with him. So I had the best coworkers in the world, the best bosses in the world. And they influenced me greatly. So I'm lucky. I'm aware of that privilege, that farmer privilege. But I'm conscious of it so I can pass it on to the kids. So I hope that when they get older, and they'll be doing the same thing. That's every farmer's dream, I guess. And yeah, just lucky and grateful to do the dang thing.
That's awesome. Actually, I was very privileged to know I do know your dad, and your mom, and they're both great black advocates in what they do in business and in life. But very privileged to know your grandpa because he was a regal man. He showed up. You knew he was in the room. He was gentle. He was polite. He was respectful. He was he was a great teacher for you. So good one. Shawna, what about you? What did?
I guess I led by. I had Aunt Gwenny. She was a hairdresser by trade, and Renee Hartford again is another hairdresser by trade. And I kind of looked to them for like role models. Like they had hard work ethic, and they were great to kind of mimic. And I know I would ask questions to my Aunt Gwenny. And as far as like business, because I feel like I literally got out of school and I didn't learn the business side of things. And I was lucky enough to Larry Mansfield Robbins was around, and he became my accountant, which was great. And so he was great as a business kind of go-to back in the day, I guess, when I first started. He would answer a lot of my questions. But yeah, I guess, I don't know.
That's awesome. So I grew up in Dresden, and I spent a lot of time every summer in Buxton, and so I was very fortunate to know a couple of very important black entrepreneurs. Oddly enough, both of them hail from Buxton. One is my cousin Artis Shreve, who is an incredible person, an incredible dignitary, not only for Canada and the U.S. but for the world. Great business person. Just had a way about talking to people and respecting them and listening to what they had to say, which is very important in business. And Mr. Shad at the Shad downtown Buxton, Ari Shad, Bubbles, we called him Bubble Shad. He always gave us bubble gum at the store, the local downtown store that did post office and butchering and sold you your dry sundries. A phenomenal business person. And there wasn't a lot of very prominent yet important Black business owners in this area. I would have to say that there was a few, and I'm really proud to say that there's a lot more now, and I would include you guys in that number as well. So I'm thrilled to have such great, business people in our community. So you guys have been so much fun.
Thank you.
Do you have a favorite Black pioneer, by the way? And these are questions I did not field to you. These are Doug questions or waiting in the lurch.
Wow. Favorite pioneer. I mean, George Washington Carver was, man, peanut butter is the bomb. I don't know if you had that stuff, but George Washington Carver was doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta go with him to start. I mean, that's pretty cool, dude. Love peanut butter.
Shawna?
I too like peanut butter, so I would say that, but I just finished watching Harriet, and that one got me, so I would say Harriet Tubman.
Very good, very wise.
Yeah, not backing down, not say no. Yeah, she just found, like you said before, like when you get put in a corner, you find your way out, and she absolutely did.
Excellent. I personally, although I've mentioned this person several times, and I don't think she's following our show, but if Miss Oprah Winfrey is watching by any chance, she's definitely a pioneer that I've respected. I recently, I probably listened to it twice now, a podcast that she's been on called Making Space, and she talks along with Hoda Kotb and Maria Shriver about her lowest moment, which was when she was starting her own network and what difficulty she went through and crying at her kitchen table. A phenomenal person. And the other person who's probably not watching that I think is a phenomenal leader, Black entrepreneur, would be, of course, the Obama family, both Michelle and Barack. So, hey, if the three of them want to get a hold of me and the four of us can have dinner, I'll cook. So we can have fun.
Doug is a great cook.
Dougie likes to cook. Wouldn't that be a night?
Yoga afterward?
Absolutely. That would be a hell of a night. So if they're watching, get hold of me at Doug the Officiant. You guys have been a blast. If you're ever in the North Buxton area, check out the farm market. It's right downtown. You can't miss it. It's right by the post office drop center. If you're looking to get your ass in gear and get whipped, you want this lady right here. So a side note, Shawna, or STR, I happen to know a buddy of mine who does the same thing I'm doing right now, who also has put on some weight. So maybe you should kick both of our asses.
Is he upstairs in my house?
I'm not mentioning names. No. His counterpart.
Oh, his counterpart.
Yeah,
Got you. Yeah.
Your husband's fine just the way he is.
Those podcasters.
He calls them potters now.
Yes.
Yeah. We do have a question that came in from our friend Janet Jones, and she wants to know what support do you need to continue to succeed? And that's a great question. And Janet is a great. When I don't know what I was watching, I consume a lot of information, and someone was talking about the journey and how we all have gotten to this place, not alone, but with others, whether it's through the terminus of the railroad or even just in this day and age, having someone that is there to help you, that lifts you up, that helps you along the way. And typically in our culture, they're not from our culture. And this person, Janet Jones, is one of those people I would consider highly as a person who really helps others and not necessarily in her culture. And that's a great question, Janet. Like, what support do you guys need to succeed? And that's, I think it's a very genuine question too. So I'll let Shawna go first.
Oh, goodness. Oh, man. This is a tough one.
I know it's a tough one.
I feel like I
Do you want Chris to go first, and you can just say I echo that?
I think that we're lucky enough that we're in a community that, I mean, word of mouth helps so much, and social media has helped so much. So I find that the support of the community, and that is huge for me. I mean, I don't know how many times a large telephone company has called me and said, hey, do you want to do advertising? We'll do this much. And I say, you know what? I don't need it anymore. And he says, what do you do? And I say, it's just word of mouth, and the support of the community is huge. And that's where I think I am lucky to live where I live. And thank you, Janet. Yeah, just the support of the community is what will continue to boost this and continue to let it grow.
Excellent. Christopher, Aimee,
Yeah.
either one?
Yeah, I echo that completely, because we're just lucky to be a part of this community too. And Janet, you're awesome and such a big help on the sidelines in so many ways. It's we're just a piece of the puzzle. So support wise, I mean, just keep doing what you're doing, because our community is holding us up right now, and they got us through a tough time in our life, and they're allowing us they're growing with us. So support is.
I think one of the things that Shawna touched on is when you're getting started out, not necessarily knowing what you need to know about the management of the business. Locally, there have been some pretty good programs that have really helped us in that regard. All of the like business planning and budgeting and that type of work that I think we've both done for other people, but had never really spent the time to do for ourselves. So support in that regard would be really helpful. Ongoing support, because the help that we've had so far through the municipality has been awesome. We did the Starter Business Plus program. That was fantastic. So things like that.
Yeah, and more time. That's the only thing. Like if we get a 25th hour would just help so much. I mean, because there's never enough time to do everything.
Cloning machine, maybe like that.
Pause button, something. It's just too much to do, not enough time. So patience, I guess. I mean, that's the only thing, because we had big goals and big dreams that had to get scaled down, because it's just not a reality. So I guess just thank you for helping along the way.
Well, I think Aimee, I mean, I if you watch all the shows, you'll know that I've yet to mention what I do by day. And what I do by day is I work in economic development. And it's safe to say that Aimee was happy to come through our program, where we try to help you and be a sounding board for small businesses. Right now, one of the most important things you can do is refer a small business. When I worked in finance, making calls to people, and Chris, I'm sure you're probably aware of this as well, it takes like 43 no's to get a yes. That's a lot of no's. That's a lot of calls. That's a lot of time. So if you refer someone, that number improves tremendously. So when you say, hey, I go to this trainer and she's awesome. Yes, she kicks my ass, but she's worth it. Go see Shawna or STR. Then it's an automatic in, right? That you go to Shawna and you go, okay, I know what to expect. You referred by a friend, and I trust that friend. And that transfer of trust is huge in business. More important now than ever before. So refer, recommend, tell people, go see this person. Follow, like, subscribe to them so that you can know what's going on in the world and they become top of mind, so you can pass that information along to those that need it. There's a lot of little ways you can do. Right now, we just came out of a lockdown, but during lockdown, buying a gift card from that company, from that business, it's money now in their pocket that they can deliver on at a later date. It's huge. It's huge. So, support local businesses. And yes, if you happen to favor some that are Black owned, good for you. Great for you. We really appreciate that. I myself am a Black business owner, and I appreciate that myself, and I know you guys as well. And I really don't like the phrase Black business owners. We're business owners, really. At the end of the day, they say, when you prick me and I bleed red. Pink said that when my tears are clear just like yours, and my blood is red just like yours. So to have to say, Black business owners, yeah, okay, support Black business owners, but support local businesses as well. It's important. So I think that's what all of us need, and support them because they're here now. They may not be here if we don't support them in the future. So anyway, that's my soapbox for the moment. So
I love it. It was great.
Any closing words from you guys before I put you in the back room while I say goodbye to everybody?
No, thanks for doing this, Doug. This is really cool, man.
Happy to do it. It's always fun for me. It's a reason to have some juice. Like I need a reason. But hang on the line while I say goodbye to everybody. I'm going to put you guys in the back room for a quick minute, and I'll be right back. So there we go. Episode 1 of season 4. Look at that. Thank you for coming in. Follow us. Hit the subscribe button if you're watching this on replay. And watch out for this weekend as we launch our re-engage, because we know that not everyone wants to watch the Olympics, except for my house. If you want to watch it again or share it with friends, we really appreciate if you would do that. So again, thank you for coming to Engagement. We'll see you the next time.